Hello, in this video I'll show you how to diagnose fault code P01201 ABS pump voltage supply on your Audi or Volkswagen. We'll also show you how to replace the ABS pump on this car. When starting the car, I see all those lights are on. We can see the ABS light, the ESP light, the brakes light, they're all on and flashing. That means there must be some problem. First thing to do is I'll check the scan tool to see if there is any fault codes. I'll go into first I'll go into brake electronics and check if there is any fault codes in there. Here we can see the fault code is 01201 ABS pump voltage supply. That means there must be some problem either with the ABS or problem with the fuses or some wiring and stuff like that. Next, I'll check if there is any fault codes recorded in the other two modules, engine electronics and transmission electronics, and we'll see that there is one in the transmission electronics, one in brake electronics, no in engine electronics, but this light is flashing for ABS pump voltage supply, which is in the brake electronics module. Most of the time when you have this fault code for the ABS, you have a problem with the ABS module, so in order to fix the problem we need to replace the module. To fix it we need to get another ABS module with the exact part number as this one. This is the part number for it. And also we need to record all this information so that we can code in the new ECU. To code in the new ECU you need to memorize the ECU coding number. Also you can get some other stuff from here so that if your scan tool asks you for, you can write it down. Before replacing the ABS pump, first we need to check if the fuses are okay for the ABS, and also we need to go here. This is the ABS pump, and we need to check if there is power and ground to some of the pins on the electrical connector. We're going to disconnect the electrical connector on the ABS pump, and we're going to check if there is power and ground to some of the pins. To check for power and ground you need to turn the ignition on. There is four thicker cables which are on the two sides, two of each side, and two of them has to be power and the other two has to be ground. And there is on the small pins there is another 2 or 3 powers that when you're checking them there is going to be 2 or 3 wires that have 12-volt power on them. If there is power on these wires that I said, then the problem must be with the ABS pump, so we need to replace the ABS pump. To replace the ABS pump, first we're going to remove the coolant expansion tank. We're going to put it to the side. Don't disconnect any hoses. There is only one screw that's holding it, and then just take it out. Next we're going to put this we're going to keep the brake pedal pressed so that no brake fluid comes out when we start to remove the brake lines. So we're going to remove all the brake lines from the ABS pump. If the video is useful, please like and comment on the video and subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. In the description of the video I have links to tools that I recommend for doing jobs like this. We just removed the two brake lines coming into the ABS pump. Now we're going to remove the other 4 brake lines that go towards each wheel. That's all the brake lines removed. Now next we're going to remove the bolts holding the ABS pump to the car. There's 3 bolts holding it. I'm going to remove the first bolt right there. That's the bolt removed. Next I'm going to remove the other bolts, but this one is hidden just underneath the windscreen washer tank, so that's the third one right there. First we're going to remove the one that's hidden underneath the windscreen washer tank, but to remove it we need to remove the windscreen washer tank. It's held by that bolt right there, and we need to remove the 2 screws for the hydraulic tank. Now we're going to take out the windscreen washer tank, put it to the side, and then we're going to remove the bolt holding the ABS pump. That's the bolt right there. We have a clear view of it now, and the other one is down there. We're going to remove the 2 bolts. We can see the ABS pump is now loose. We're going to remove those electrical connectors that are in our way, and now we're going to take out the ABS pump. And that's the ABS pump out. Now we're going to replace it with a new one. Here you can see on the back, that's the part number for the ABS pump, just behind this bracket. Now we're going to remove the ABS pump from the bracket and put on the new ABS pump into that bracket and then put it back on. To remove the ABS pump from the bracket, we need to loosen those two nuts. The ABS pump is held onto some bushings, so once we remove those two nuts, we're going to get a pry bar and just pry it out. That's the ABS pump out. Now I'm going to show you the part number for it. It's like it's the same as in the scan tool, and we're going to get the other ABS pump and check the new the part number is exactly the same. Now we're going to put the new ABS pump in its place on the bracket and tighten the nuts. Next, we're going to put the new ABS pump on the car. First, we're going to put it in its place, put on the 3 bolts and tighten them, and then we're going to put all the 6 brake lines onto the ABS pump. When tightening the brake lines, don't tighten them completely, leave them loose a little bit so that before we tighten them we need to bleed the brake system. We need to take all the air out of the brake lines before tightening them completely. To bleed the brake lines and the ABS pump, I'm going to use a brake pump so that I can put some pressure on the into the brake cylinder, into the brake reservoir, and once brake fluid starts coming out of the brake lines on the ABS, then I'm going to start tightening them. First there's going to be brake fluid and air coming out at the same time when I start putting pressure on the brake fluid reservoir, and then there is going to be only brake fluid coming out, and then I'm going to start tightening the brake lines. First I need to release the brake pedal so that the brake fluid can flow towards the ABS. Now I'm going to start pumping the brake pump to put some pressure into the brake system, and we'll see how brake fluid is going to start to come out through all those brake lines. And once only brake fluid starts to come out, no air, we can start tightening all the brake lines. Here you can see I'm starting to pump now, and there is pressure building up in the brake system, and now we'll see how brake fluid will start coming out of the brake lines. And once the brake fluid starts coming out, just start tightening all the brake lines. Here you can see there is still brake fluid coming out, so we're going to tighten them. Once we tighten all those brake lines, there is still some air going to be trapped in the brake system, but the other air that is trapped, we're going to remove it. We're going to bleed each of the 4 wheels, and that's how we're going to remove the rest of the air. But this is my way of bleeding the ABS pump. Now, like I said, there is still going to be some trapped air, but we need to bleed the 4 wheels. To bleed the 4 wheels, I'm still going to use my brake pump. I'm going to put some pressure in the brake system, and I'm going to start bleeding each wheel. I'm not going to show how to do that. There is other videos of how to do that if you don't know. Now I'm going to clean the space around the ABS pump. I'm going to put the electrical connector back on, and I'm going to go inside the car and code in the new module. First I'm going to turn the ignition on, and I'm gonna turn the scan tool on. I'm gonna go into brake electronics. I'm going to press the OK button here, and then I'm gonna go into code module. I'm going to press, that's number 11 right there, code module, and now I'm going to follow the instructions. So here it says current ECU coding is that number right there. I'm going to put the number on the old ECU coding that I got from the ECU memory. This is the ECU coding number that I'm going to put in, and once I put it in, I'm going to press OK. Once I press OK, it says the coding is successful, so that means we've coded in the new module. Now the other things you need to do is clear the fault codes, and afterwards you might need to do some basic settings on the yaw rate sensor and maybe the steering angle sensor, and then you're done. Now I'm going to turn the ignition on and start the car just to check what lights are on. We can see the ESP light is on, so we might need to do the steering angle sensor basic settings, and that light will go away. Hopefully the video was helpful. Please like and comment on the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.